Hello everyone, thank you for coming to this ArchNZ webinar. So we've got a presentation today which is from our ArchNZ conference, which is about using LiDAR and bathymetric survey methods for improving river representation in the Hawke's Bay. So I'm just going to go over a little overview of the conference and then introduce Franco, and we'll get right into it. Today's session is on the shorter side, so we'll probably be done in about 20-25 minutes. So ArchNZ, obviously our autonomous reality capture hub of New Zealand, talking about all things reality capture. We had our second conference, which sold out again at the Sudamar Hotel in the end of March. We had a lot of speakers and it was very well attended. So thank you so much to everyone who came along and all the presenters. It was a great day to be a part of. All of the reality capture team were there on the day and involved in the different tasks. So feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any reality capture questions. So Franco is an associate and geospatial specialist at Woods in the Hawke's Bay. He has experience across opencast mining, engineering, surveying, advanced UAV operations, and he has worked internationally, including at a Kumba Iron Ore's Kolmela mine. So he's done a lot of mining work, and he supports the Woods Geospatial and UAV initiatives throughout New Zealand. He's based obviously in the Hawke's Bay, which is where all of this data in the presentation is focused on today. And it's going to be a very interesting talk that is going through the combination of UAV LiDAR and sonar from a USV. So this video is recorded from the conference, but we'll do the questions at the end. So I will pass over now.
Good day, everyone. I'm Franco Grobler from Woods. I'm based in Napier, Hawke's Bay, and I manage our surveying team down here in Napier. I'm excited today to share with you some of the work we've been doing using aerial LiDAR and bathymetric survey techniques across river projects in the region. Hawke's Bay rivers present a unique set of challenges. Many of the rivers are wide, braided, and highly dynamic, and typically change course even after relatively small rainfall events. This makes it difficult to capture an accurate picture of the river using conventional survey methods alone. Today, I will show you how modern surveying techniques allow us to produce data sets that are much more complete and continuous, providing a solid foundation for future applications. While this work wasn't specifically driven by automation, AI, or digital twin requirements, we approached it with future opportunities in mind. Collecting high-quality integrated data sets now allow us to explore advanced workflows, predictive modeling, and other digital applications down the track. During the presentation, I will show videos, animations, and images from our surveys, including merged aerial LiDAR and bathymetric data, to illustrate to you exactly how these methods captured both above water terrain and the channel below the surface. By the end, you'll see the advantages of this approach, where it complements conventional survey and how it supports better river management and decision making. Rivers are living systems, and the ones we work on are no exception. Many are highly dynamic, with braided channels that shift after rainfall or seasonal changes. Gravel bars can form or disappear, small channels can open up, and sediment movement can reshape the riverbed rapidly. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for river management, flood mitigation, and habitat conservation. Our surveys are designed to capture how these rivers change over time. We can provide a detailed picture of the river's evolution, enabling engineers and managers to make informed decisions based on actual data rather than assumptions or outdated surveys. While accuracy is important, safety and site access are also critical factors. Working in active channels, especially fast-flowing or deep water sections, can be hazardous. Reducing the need for personnel to enter these areas while still collecting high-quality data is one of the major benefits of modern surveying techniques. Overall, the goal is to provide a data set that gives a much better understanding of the river, supporting both immediate project needs and long-term planning. Traditional river surveys rely on irregularly spaced cross-sections to define the river geometry. These cross-sections are typically established using two benchmark points on either side of the river, often situated in active farmlands. Over time, these marks can be damaged, obscured, or simply just hard to locate. When survey crews return to these points months or years later, this can result in inconsistencies in the measurements and introduce uncertainty when trying to track changes in the river. On this slide, the video shows the cross-section lines along the river, the benchmark points on opposite sides of the river, and photos of the benchmarks themselves. The visual helps illustrate exactly what survey crews work with on the ground and highlight the practical challenges of relying solely on these reference points. Measurements along these cross-sections are generally taken using total station or GPS gear. Using this gear, this produces discrete points of data rather than a continuous surface. As a result, smaller important features between cross-sections, such as minor erosion, sediment bars, or minor changes in the channel can easily be missed. These gaps in the data can limit our understanding of the river's overall form and behavior and make long-term monitoring or predictive modeling more challenging. In summary, while traditional cross-section surveys have been used reliably for decades, they provide only a limited picture. They work well for small, stable rivers, but for larger, dynamic or braided rivers, they leave us with gaps that may hide key topographical changes. The video helps convey this limitation visually, showing the cross-section lines that are measured and the spaces in between remaining largely unmonitored. Conventional survey methods do work, but there are several important limitations that are worth understanding. When cross-sections are widely spaced, large portions of the river are not directly measured. Instead, the river's surface in these areas has to be inferred through interpolation between the points that were measured. In complex braided river systems, this approach can oversimplify the river geometry and may miss critical changes in the channel that influence flow, sediment transport, or flood risk. Access is another key consideration. Many river sections flow through private property, meaning survey teams need to make arrangements well in advance. This can add both time and logistical complexity to a project, especially if access is restricted or if landowners have specific requirements. Safety is always an important factor. Traditional methods often required personnel to enter active river channels to take measurements. This can be hazardous, especially in fast-flowing or deep water sections or during periods of high water levels. Teams have to carefully manage these risks, which can further slow down survey work and limit the amount of data that can be collected in a single visit. Finally, conventional surveys capture discrete points rather than a continuous surface. This limits the potential to reuse the data for additional analysis. For example, if you want to compare river morphology over time, perform volumetric calculations, or model sediment transport, conventional cross-sections provide only a snapshot that are difficult to integrate into a comprehensive understanding of the river. In essence, while conventional survey methods have been reliable for decades and remain suitable for small or well-defined sites, they leave gaps in coverage, introduce potential safety risks, and limited depth of analysis we can perform on dynamic river systems. Understanding these limitations sets the stage for why integrating aerial LiDAR and bathymetric methods can provide substantial improvements in both data quality and safety. To address the limitations of conventional surveys, we've combined aerial LiDAR to capture the terrain above the water with bathymetric survey methods to capture the wetted channel below. This allows us to move away from isolated cross-sections and instead capture the river as a more complete, integrated dataset. By reducing gaps in the data, we build a much clearer understanding of the river geometry, including areas that are difficult to access or not safe to survey directly. This approach also improves safety by reducing the need for personnel to work within the river channels. At the same time, it allows us to cover large areas more efficiently compared to traditional methods. When the two datasets are combined, they form a continuous surface that represents both the terrain above the water and the riverbed below. This gives us a far more complete picture of the river as a whole, rather than a series of disconnected measurements. This becomes particularly valuable when the data is used for further analysis, as a continuous surface supports change detection, modeling, and a more detailed assessment of how the river is behaving over time. The LiDAR and bathymetric datasets are combined to create a single integrated surface model of the river. This brings the above water terrain and the channel below together into one continuous dataset. On the slide, the video on the right first shows the full density LiDAR point cloud data, including all vegetation and all other returns. This gives a complete view of everything that was captured during the aerial survey. The video then transitions to ground classified points only, where vegetation and all other noise are removed from the point cloud, leaving just the terrain above the water surface. This step is important because it allows us to focus on the actual ground surface, rather than features that are not relevant to the river geometry. It also makes it easier to see how the LiDAR data ties in with the bathymetric data below the water. The image on the left, although from a different project, helps to illustrate how these datasets come together. It shows how bathymetric survey data can be combined with aerial LiDAR to create a continuous representation of both the visible terrain and the submerged surface. Once merged, the dataset provides a much clearer and more complete view of the river. Instead of looking at separate pieces of information, we are working with a single surface that represents the full environment, which is far more useful for analysis and interpretation. This slide highlights the key benefits of the combined methodology. The animation shows the merged dataset as a continuous surface, illustrating how aerial LiDAR and bathymetric data come together to represent the river as a whole. Compared to conventional cross-section surveys, this approach provides a far more complete and continuous picture of the river. Instead of relying on isolated lines of data, we are able to see how the river behaves across its full extent. This makes it easier to understand the overall form of the river, including how channels interact, where sediment is building up, and where erosion may be occurring. It also improves confidence in the data, as we are working with measured surfaces rather than interpolated gaps. The additional visuals on the slide show how the datasets can be used. The visuals demonstrate how the data supports further analysis, such as detecting change over time or assessing specific areas in more detail. Having a continuous surface like this allows for a more detailed and consistent approach to analysis. It provides a stronger foundation for understanding how the river is evolving and support better decision making over time. As with any survey approach, there are a few considerations to keep in mind when applying these methods. Dense vegetation can limit the aerial LiDAR penetration in certain areas, which means the ground surface above the water may not always be fully captured. In most cases, this is quite localized, but it is something to be aware of when reviewing the datasets, especially along heavily vegetated river margins. Water conditions can also influence the bathymetric results. For example, very shallow water sections or fast-flowing water sections or even highly turbulent areas can make it more challenging to capture consistent measurements. These conditions tend to affect specific parts of the river rather than the full survey, but they can introduce small gaps or variations in those areas. There are also challenges when combining the two datasets, particularly along the transition between the above water terrain and the submerged channel. The boundary needs to be handled carefully during processing to ensure the surface remains smooth and consistent. There is a natural trade-off between the two technologies. We have found that LiDAR is best captured in drier conditions when vegetation is minimal and water levels are low, while bathymetric surveys generally give better results when water levels are higher. This means survey timing often needs to be balanced depending on what is most important for the project. Even with these considerations, the overall dataset remains far more complete and continuous than what can be achieved with conventional survey methods, with the benefit of providing a strong foundation for analysis and decision making. Choosing the right survey approach depends on the river environment and the level of detail required for the specific project. Aerial LiDAR and bathymetric survey techniques work well for rivers that are wide, braided, or difficult to access. They allow us to capture a near continuous surface across the river, providing a more complete understanding of the overall geometry while reducing the need for crews to work in hazardous areas. This makes aerial LiDAR and bathymetric techniques particularly useful for larger scale surveys, where coverage and consistency are important, and where conventional methods would leave significant gaps in the data. Conventional survey methods still have a role. They are well suited to smaller or more localized sites, or where very high precision and design level detail are required. In these situations, targeted measurements can be more practical and efficient, especially when focusing on specific features or structures. In many cases, the best outcome comes from using a combination of both approaches. LiDAR and bathymetric data provide the broader context, while conventional surveys can be used to refine or validate specific areas where higher accuracy is needed. Ultimately, It comes down to selecting the right method for the conditions and the project requirements, rather than relying on a single approach for all situations. In conclusion, combining aerial LiDAR and bathymetric data allows us to capture a near-complete representation of the river. This improves overall coverage, reduces the need for in-channel work, and provides data that can be reused for a wide range of applications. Having a continuous surface rather than isolated measurements gives us a clearer understanding of how the river behaves. It also creates a more reliable basis for analysis, whether that is for monitoring change over time, supporting design work, or for informing management decisions. Reality capture is becoming increasingly important in the AEC industry. While this workflow is not yet fully automated, it is already moving in that direction. The type of data we are collecting now is well suited for future automation, modeling, and for more advanced digital applications. It is important to recognize that this approach complements conventional survey methods rather than replace them. Each method still has its role, depending on the scale of the project and the level of the detail required. Overall, the objective is to move from working with sample points to working with a much more complete representation of the actual environment. This supports better decisions today, while also setting up strong foundations for future digital platforms. Thank you for your attention and your time today. I hope you found this presentation useful and that it has given you a clear understanding of how these methods can be applied on river projects. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you all for coming to this webinar. If you have any questions, please send them through to, I'm just sharing my screen. If you have any questions, please send them through to info@globalsurvey.co.nz and we'll make sure that Franco gets them. We haven't seen any come through as we've been going, so we shall leave it there today. Thank you very much.